What? Where's Weasel? I'm hijacking Sven's vlogs because Sven has a day job now. And I also have access to his YouTube channel because I'm doing his editing and channel management. So now I can sabotage it all I want. I'm gonna try to do the things that Sven would normally do. Like talk about aquariums and house updates because that's what these vlogs are about, I guess. So, come on. We have a couple pothos plants that are out of control. We left these outside during the summer to enjoy the heat and humidity, and they just got a little bit ridiculous. We're gonna have to figure out what to do with these. I don't even know where I'm gonna put them now. What is it? You want your breakfast? Yeah, you're hungry, huh? Fish tank update. This is our 29-gallon aquarium, the one that we did a time-lapse video on, and I just stocked it with fish. We've got black neon tetras, glow light tetras, I got a couple autosynclus catfish, and somewhere in here there is a very shy pearl gourami that doesn't really want to come out very much. So I'll see if I can catch a clip of him. He's very pretty. Oh, that is a banded coolie loach. You can't really see him, but this is actually the first time I've seen him since I've stocked this tank. He just disappeared. I wasn't even positive that he was still alive. Loaches are cool. They're fish, but they look like little eels. Our living room is still a disaster, so we're still in the process of painting. Just haven't gotten a couple pieces here. But speaking of plants that are out of control, these are my jasmine plants. We just brought them inside because it's starting to get cold. I've had these guys for a couple years, and they've been kind of on and off, and how successful they've been, but I guess they really liked being out in the full sun with all the heat and humidity this summer. So, problem is we don't have a whole lot of light in here. I mean, there's, you know, some nice diffuse lighting, but we don't get full light, so we're gonna have to find a solution to getting these light during the winter. Here's my pearl gourami. He's super skittish. It's a few days after I stocked the tank. Yeah, it's still covered in algae. There's my very pretty pearl gourami. And this was Sven's weekend project. We finally got the backsplash in. Kitchen counter's still a bit of a mess, but we're working on it. It's a nice stack stone backsplash. We put lights underneath of it. Finally got a switch in for that. Yeah, here's an orchid that I bought. Orchids are my new favorite thing. Focus. 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 Get good. Oh, that's zoom. Hold on. Focus that way? No, nope. How does this camera even work? Like, what if I want to focus? This is the thing that I want to show you, but you can't tell what it is. Because focus. I want my Nikon. This camera's dumb. So I don't know if Sven has told you this, but we actually have no idea what gender Wheatley is. Because the only way to tell with a parrot is to actually DNA test them, and that was money that I just never wanted to spend, so we actually got him tested recently, and we found out his gender, finally, at 6 or 7 years old. We have some idea of what Wheatley is. Leave your guess in the comments. Are you a laddie Wheatley or a boy Wheatley? We always call him he, just because that's what I decided he is. This is a piece of wood that I own. This is a colony of fruit flies. This is a terrarium that I made. This is a new fish we got. Hung a plant in the bathroom. I'm painting these walls. That's your stupid parrot face. Sven took out some light switches. This is an arrow garden. This is a really long pothos. This is my carpet. This is some paper. This is a different carpet. That's a small dog. SMO with a line through it, L. Here's an update on Sven's tanks that I know things about. There is a single beta and a single Danio in here, because all the other Danios apparently died, and Sven moved one of them up here because this one was harassing this one. He also got more cardinal tetras in here, or maybe he got neons. They look too big to be neons. I think they're cardinals. I just poked around in the camera settings for a bit, and I can't figure out how to turn this into a focus ring. I don't know how Sven uses this camera. It is the worst. I want manual focus in my life. Anyway, this is a fish that we got. That one. The one there that's the blurriest, the thing I want to focus on. That is the new beta that we saw at PetSmart the other day. And she wasn't looking so hot. She was all stripy and had no color to her. I didn't realize before that when a beta has stripes, it's not actually part of their patterning, it's because they're stressed. I think particularly with female betas. She was really stripy when we got her, but now she's turning a pretty nice blue and she seems to be pretty happy about the tank. Look how happy my jasmines are. They generally don't like the winter very much. They don't really flower, they start to lose foliage, but they did really great over the summer. What I have here is just a photo softbox with a couple bulbs in it. Some of them are red and blue plant bulbs, and hopefully it will allow me to keep my beloved jasmine plants alive over the winter. This is our die cutter. This is a stupid Verizon thing that we bought with our money that was supposed to give us 100 gigs of unlimited data before it gets deprioritized, but no, that was all lies. It gives us like 15 gigs and then it throttles us. So now we're back to having no internet. I mean, we have internet over our phones, but those get throttled too. Verizon is terrible. I'm unhappy. So this is what I do now that Sven has a real person job, is I cut his vinyl stickers for him for his Etsy shop on my absolute train wreck of a desk. I would show it to you. Sven actually made this awesome desk for me. It's massive, but my room is a disaster while I'm still trying to get everything unpacked and whatnot. This is a little terrarium I've been keeping. This is what I kept. Oh my god. Focus. Holy shit, focus! Okay. I gotta figure out how to turn manual focus on this camera. Oh, thank god I figured out how to turn autofocus on. Anyway, my little residents in this tank are teeny tiny pill bugs, because they apparently work to eat mold and fungus and stuff like that to keep the terrarium clean. Don't worry, I got this. I'm a professional. And this here is my tiny baby praying mantis, who is going to go into the terrarium when he's big enough. This is an Indian flower mantis. Let me see if I can get a good shot of him. Hey little buddy. Is this about as good as I can focus? I need a macro lens. Here he is with my fingers. He's so small. Teeny tiny little baby mantis. We finally finished painting the living room. Got some sense of order going on again. It's still a work in progress. I don't know if Sven showed these off yet, but these are little terrarium pieces that he made, and he's actually selling them on his Etsy shop in all the 3 different finishes. If you want a cute little mason jar terrarium, it's been working pretty well for the succulents. He also has a 2-jar version that he made, and they're pretty cool. This is the only spot in our house that has sunlight. This has been my little project. It's my little orchid shelf. I don't know what it is, but I've been into collecting orchids recently. I have a couple little baby seedlings that I mounted to some pieces of cork. I'm trying these ones out in the open, trying this one in a glass vase. Gonna see what works best. They're all different kinds. This is one that Sven got me here that's still flowering. So I started up the Arrow Garden. This is just a super easy hydroponic garden that you just add water and nutrients to, and it pretty much does the rest. It's pretty cool. I would recommend it. Hey, Mars Birds. Who's the birds? That's a Mars. He's such a good boy. So tragedy has befallen Sven's 10-gallon tank here. I don't actually think there's any fish in it anymore. He added that beta and some more tetras. Yeah, we got the tetras from PetSmart. He tossed them in without quarantine, and it killed everything. It's a bummer. We had a celestial pearl danio for about a year, or more than that. That was originally in the 29-gallon. And he survived a lot, but this tank finally killed him with those new tetras from PetSmart. So always quarantine your fish. This is Sven's 20-gallon. It looks really cool from the top. It's very lush. It has a bit of an algae problem, but everything in it is doing so well. And this is with no CO2. We don't actually have CO2 in any of our tanks right now. We just never got to set it up after we moved. But this is all his staragine. I'm actually kind of jelly of the way this one's looking. Mars! Mars! What's that? What is it, Bruce? I'm gonna have to play with them before they're gonna let me do any more filming. Check out our finished living room. We finally got a table. It's a real table. We had to get this one last minute because we were gonna have a handmade one that ended up not panning out, so we ran to Macy's and got this a day before our housewarming party. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but Sven and I made this light here using those LED Edison bulbs and bottles that I cut. Made a similar lamp in here above the kitchen sink. The elliptical is still in the middle of the room, but that's fine. Check out my Hylian shield. This is something that the indie game promoter got me for my birthday one year, and that's our fireplace centerpiece. And Jasmine plants are doing okay for being indoors. I've got a humidifier blowing moisture at them. They're right next to the vent so that they get some warm air. Normally, the jasmine gets really sad over the winter. It hates it when it's dry and cold, and all the leaves start drying up and falling off. But this year, I'm gonna try to keep them happy during the winter. Give them the artificial light, give them some humidity, and we'll see how they do. And this one has a couple buds on it, so that's not bad news. Sven has gotten into Magic. He has a couple co-workers that play Magic the Gathering, so he's been building decks and bringing them to work with them. When I was in college, I played the shit out of Magic, so these are all my cards. I have thousands of them, and I honestly haven't even played in a while. So Sven's been going through all my cards and building decks out of them to take to work. My tea shelf is finally back out. I finally got around to hanging these shelves and unpacking all of my teaware. I don't know if we ever really showed this off in a video, but yes, I like my teaware. This is my Chinese Yixing set for Gong Fu style brewing, and these are mostly the Japanese teawares. There's a Kyusu teapot, cast iron, a shibori dashi, and yes, I do actually use these pots. These tiny ones are actually some of my favorite. They're the best for brewing Gong Fu style. I was thinking at one point about crashing Sven's channel and doing a tea making video where I make tea and swear a whole lot. And this is my like 1 liter cast iron pot. It's really heavy, it's a weapon, and I like using this for hosting people because it can hold so much tea. Toucan. This is a picture of the burrs. This is a print actually that I'm selling on my Etsy shop that you can customize. It says, be the person your dog thinks you are in a gold font, and you can put a picture of your dog on it. So if that's something that you would like, I'll put a link to my Etsy shop in the description. So while we're on the topic of plants, these are our crazy long pothos. It started out, I think I had this pothos in college, and we've just been taking clippings of it and then repotting them, and then ending up with more and more plants. Because to propagate pothos, you just cut it and then it grows roots. It's kind of like a rhizome, I guess. So we have these like crazy long pothos now. Some of them just go all the way down to the floor. We left them outside in the summer and they loved it, and they grew like crazy. But yeah, this one over here is actually older than Wheatley is, because I've had it since college. It's maybe 7 or 8, well, at least I've had it for 7 or 8 years, but it's probably older than that. These guys can live, I think, for like 80 years or something. Painted one part of our hallway, just this part, and I hung Sven's collection of antique Weasel prints. He really likes these. He found them on eBay, and they come from like old textbooks or old nature books. This one is hand colored. I believe they are copper plate prints, and the detail in them is actually really phenomenal. Our house came with this collection of Shakespearean literature. It has basically every play by Shakespeare. Copyright in 1917. This says 6 printing May 1956. So maybe that's when this was printed? You know how I said Sven likes to propagate his pothos? He takes little cuttings and he just puts them in whatever's available. He's also got a little plant shelf over here. We have no idea what this is. This is a begonia that we got as a tiny little plant at the Baltimore Conservatory. And here's another little pothos in a pot. And he's got a little pothos shelf up here with all of his propagated pothos that he's just sticking in whatever pot's available. Color of this beautiful Japanese maple outside of our kitchen. It's not even picking it up on camera, but it is a super vibrant red. We put up little plant shelves in the kitchen. They're not full yet, But here's a bucket of pothos and a couple tiny little orchids I'm trying to grow. I got the bigger guys on discount because they had no flowers. So I'm sticking them in these vases to try to keep humidity in and see if they grow well with that. And then these were more of those tiny little guys that I caught off of eBay for cheap. So this is the thing that I made. I made a custom poster print and stuck it in inside of a frame so that it can basically be used as a dry erase board. And this is Lauren and Sven's list of shit to do. Got our legit chalkboard pantry up in order too. Here's Did Somebody Feed the Puppers? And aw. And this is a little sign that I made too that I wanted to make for Etsy. And normally I've been writing messages on it for Sven, but today he wrote one for me that says, today I love you because you'll play Magic with me at 12 a.m. Which is true. He wanted to play Magic last night really bad in the middle of the night. I got cereal dispensers too. I have been eating so many Lucky Charms as a result of this because they're just so accessible. I may or may not have bought this new orchid. Look how pretty. Wegmans actually has an incredible selection of orchids. Normally you only see like the standard moth or phalaenopsis orchids, but our Wegmans has all sorts of different genuses of, or genre, I think the word is, of orchids. This is the thing that I got. I would show gameplay footage of it if I knew how to capture from the console, but I don't. That's the thing that Sven do. Here's my sewing mess. I'm currently working on a blanket that Sven wanted. He saw something online about these weighted blankets that help reduce anxiety and that sort of thing, so I've been working on one where I have to make a whole bunch of cells and fill it with these pellets. And it has been the most dangerous thing I've ever sewn. If I don't have all of the pellets out of the way of the needle, I shatter a needle. And I've broken 4 needles, I think, on my sewing machine, which is a first. I've never even broken 1 needle. And now I'm just shattering them left and right, and I gotta go get more. Mar gets really excited when I brush my hair for some reason, because he's come to associate it with me going out, which means I might take him. Are you really that excited? You're really that excited that I'm brushing my hair? And most of the time, I don't take them out when I brush my hair. They just seem to think that it means that something good is gonna happen. You guys are all excited again? Are you gonna make a mess of the bedroom? Shredded fleece and shredded toys everywhere? Where you going, buddy? This is my perpetually sick little mouse. If I could get the camera close to him, you would hear him just sniffling and sneezing and wheezing. He's been to the vet over and over. He's been on antibiotics. He's had injections and he's had to take medicated baths, and he just didn't get any better. But he was a little runt of his litter, and he doubled in weight since I got him. But he never stopped being sick. Zuzu's cage is like a penthouse. It's 2 main floors and 2 little subfloors and hammocks and stuff for his tiny little mouse. Duh, puppers, you made a mess of our bedroom. Yeah, you said it. Where you going, Burrs? Where's Burrs? Is that a ball? Oh, Bars. Look at that ball. Look at these puppers. They've been so bored because it's been raining outside the past few days, so I haven't really taken them out to play. Is that a ball, Burrs? Ow. It's like a lacrosse ball, so it's really heavy. I don't know how he would do it, but the woods where we would go hiking around the apartments, I guess there must have been a kid that would practice lacrosse and lose a bunch of balls, but like every time we came back from a hike, Mars would bring a new ball with him, and it was one of these big lacrosse balls. Mars! Oh yeah, is that good? Is that good? What's that? Anyway, I think I'm gonna cut the video here. I hope that you enjoyed this Weasel Wife special on the Lazy Weasel. Sven will probably also get to making vlogs soon too. It's just he's got so much to do with his new job and everything, and he's been working a lot of overtime to try to make some dank cash monies. Poppers. Anyway, if you liked it and you want me to crash Sven's channel some more, let me know in the comments. I have access to his channel, so I'll read them. What does Sven say? Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, click the like button. I'm Weasel Wife. I'm out, and I hope to see you around. Bye bye.